How's it going, guys? Today we're comparing two of my all-time favorite DSLR gimbals. This right here is the Zhiyun Crane 2 and this is the FeiyuTech AK2000. Now first off, if we just compare size, these are almost identical. The largest design difference on these two would be that the Zhiyun Crane 2 has this rear motor basically right at the same level of the camera, which does make it slightly challenging to view the display. However, you'll see on the AK2000 it's angled quite a bit lower, which makes it significantly easier to see what you're filming. I should note that the DJI Ronin S also has a very similar design to this, and it is flawless. Alright, so let's get into these specs. So the most shocking fact for me was the price. The Zhiyun Crane 2 is coming in at $499. The FeiyuTech AK2000 is coming in at $299. That is a $200 difference between these two gimbals. Now, another really important factor is the load capacity. That's how much weight these gimbals can carry. And the Crane 2 has a maximum weight of 7 pounds, and the AK2000 has a maximum weight of 1 pound less at 6 pounds. So what does this mean? Basically, any normal sized DSLR or mirrorless camera with an average sized lens will work just fine on these two gimbals. I have used my 1DX Mark II with a prime 50mm Canon lens on the Zhiyun Crane 2, and while it does work, it does struggle just a little bit. I would not recommend shooting with the 1DX on the Crane 2 for a significant period of time, and since the AK2000 has a 1 pound less max carrying capacity, don't even attempt that. In terms of ports, the Crane 2 has a micro USB port on the side back here, and this does come with several cables so you can connect it to your camera and then control most of the settings from the joystick and buttons down here as opposed to touching the camera. The AK2000 has a very similar feature except that it uses a USB-A port right there, and then it also has a 3.5mm control input port. For battery life, both of these use very similar removable batteries. However, the Crane 2 has 3 of those batteries, the AK2000 has 4 of those batteries. Which means the capacity of this guy is 2000 mAh and the capacity of this guy is 2200 mAh. Now here's the interesting thing though, even though the AK2000 has a larger battery capacity, the runtime on the Crane 2 is 18 hours compared to 12 hours on the AK2000. Now personally, I have not tested that out. I have not fully drained both of these gimbals because that is a significant amount of time to be shooting. That is multiple days of shooting, and I have not needed to shoot with these guys for multiple consecutive days without charging. In terms of the building construction, both of these are fairly similar. It's almost a completely metal design. The motors feel very smooth and high quality. I do have to say I liked the brushed finish on the AK2000 just a little bit more. It feels a little more premium than the slightly rougher finish on the Crane 2. Both of them have almost an identical folding tripod on the bottom. And finally, one of the biggest differences here is for controlling. So for controlling on the Crane 2, you have a joystick, a mode button, a power button, and then a wheel with a button in the center. On the AK2000, you have the same joystick, power button, and some other buttons. However, the screen is a touchscreen. I don't know about you, but that's pretty darn cool. So those are all the largest differences between these two gimbals, and now I think it's time to do some test shooting. That's gonna wrap up this comparison. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe because I post weekly content on DSLR filmmaking and all this good stuff. Thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to keep it pro.